superheroes so scared they're even willing to go to Los Angeles!
Now, no matter in real life or fictional, we can all agree that there are many places, and a lot of these places I've noticed would also be pretty terrible to live in. Take any superhero place like Gotham. Gotham would be a terrible place to live in just because ain't no one safe in this city due to the ridiculously high crime rate. There's always crime going on in Gotham, whether that be the Joker, Penguin, the Riddler, Harley Quinn, or just your random street thug. So much so that in one of the comics, it said there has been violent crime in Gotham every night for the past 54 years. That's 19,710 nights straight of violent crime in Gotham. And listening to all this talk about crime, you may be wondering, what about Batman? He's protecting the city. Batman? The man who never kills? Now, I like Batman, probably my favorite superhero of all time, and while he always does end up beating the bad guy, it always comes at the expense of lives lost, buildings destroyed, car insurance is probably in the 100,000s with how often cars get destroyed. The police are useless, and to make matters worse, each time he beats the villain, he never actually kills them, he just throws them in jail. Which doesn't make a lot of sense because if you haven't caught on, regular prisons can't hold menaces like the Joker. Therefore, your chances of getting slimed out in Gotham are still pretty high regardless. And just when I thought nothing could make Gotham a worse place to live, I caught wind of the Absolute Universe. Now, if you don't know what the Absolute Universe is, well, don't look at me, I have no clue. You'll have to search that up yourself. The only thing I do know though is that this universe makes every character ridiculously strong, and the villains make me shit my pants. The first Absolute character I saw was Catwoman, the only one that looks relatively normal. And I'm gonna be completely honest, when I first saw this design, my first thought was, maybe living in Gotham isn't so bad after all.
What do you mean by that?
But then I saw Absolute Bane and Joker and quickly came to my senses. Absolute Bane's arms look like the size of a goddamn pickup truck. Yeah, you got that, Batman. And Absolute Joker? What even is this? Like, are we still in the DC universe anymore? I'm pretty sure this thing belongs in the SCP universe. And to think some people will see all this and still try to bring up the argument that the rent is low. Make no mistake, I always love me a good deal, I'm a stingy bastard. But at the same time, what good is money if I won't be able to use it in like a year? I'd rather be homeless anywhere else. Now, another superhero universe that sucks ass is the Invincible universe. The Invincible universe suffers from the same problems as Gotham, the only catch being that the villains in Invincible make the villains in Gotham look sweet as grandma's cookies. It also doesn't help when the heroes that are supposed to protect the people aren't doing much protecting. We got the new Guardians of the Globe. They're terrible, let's be for real. Adam Eve, she's alright. Mark, he tries. As much as I've talked bad about the practicality of Batman's no killing rule, at least he still beats the villains he fights. Mark, though, doesn't even beat them. Not saying I really blame him, I mean he gets consistently matched with absolute demons that could colonize all of Earth. But still, the point still stands that this superhero place might just be worse than Gotham. Next up on the list, a Clash of Clans base. The home you would live in gets attacked daily by any combination of dragons, barbarians, archers, or bomb-dropping balloons, and those attacks leave your village on average like 75% destroyed, with your resources getting snatched as well. It would be a pretty terrible place to live in. You would be lucky to have 2 days in a row of peace before having to rebuild your house and get more resources. You also live in the middle of nowhere, so I just know you get zero Wi-Fi. There's nothing of entertainment in your village, like no basketball court, no restaurants. What would you do every day? Go to that sorry excuse of a beach? Hell no, I'm not. I've never been a big beach guy anyways. Moving on, we got Los Angeles. Los Angeles has got to be the worst city in the USA to live. I've never heard anything good about LA from people who have and haven't been there, which is kind of funny because LA is glamorized in movies and such. In reality though, it's one of the highest cost of living areas, terrible traffic, and whenever I hear about a natural disaster that has happened in the United States, it's damn near always in California. So for all these reasons that make LA a shitty place to live, it's always left me a bit confused on why so many rich people want to go there. I get it for actors because of Hollywood, but online influencers who can work wherever they want in the world, why do you choose to move to LA of all places? Makes no sense to me. I also feel like LA is just fake as shit. Granted, I'll admit I've never actually been to LA, so I'm kinda talking out of my ass here. But it's just whenever I hear Los Angeles or Hollywood, I just immediately associate it with fakeness and people being ingenuine. That's probably just me buying into stereotypes though. There is one thing I will give credit to LA for, and that's the food. The food looks good, so I'll give it that. Next up we got Attack on Titan, spoilers for the anime ahead. You see, in the world of Attack on Titan, there are really only two main types of people you could be. If you're real lucky, you could be born as the first group of people, inside the walls on Paradise Island, a wall that protects the people from man-eating titans. Within that, you can be a scout, someone who goes outside the walls to kill titans, and hopefully make it safer for humanity, with a whopping survival rate of 0.0001%. How'd I get that number, you may ask? I made it up. It's not high though, I can promise you that. And as much as I'd like to think I could be like Levi and explore the outside world without dying, yeah, I'd low-key quit midway through training. You would never catch me being a scout. Even if you don't become a scout though, you're probably still gone because the Titans break through the wall anyway. So we've established living as the first group in Attack on Titan would suck. But what about the second group, which is basically everyone else outside the island? Now before season 4, I would have said that it's not too bad. You would live a relatively normal life given you aren't chosen to fight in wars. That is until the rumbling. 80% of humanity in the world trampled by colossal titans. Even if you did manage to survive that, the world after 80% of humanity's gone wouldn't really be able to function. There's no winning no matter which side of the coin you're on. Last up I got, Europe during the bubonic plague. I'll concede, I don't remember much from the history classes I took in school, but nevertheless, a few things did stick. Like I remember the mines disappearing, the Americans winning the Revolutionary War against the Canadians, I think, World War II, and how my teacher was describing that bubonic plague. It spread like crazy, the symptoms looked like hell itself, and if you got it, you had no hope to live because the doctors were clueless. First of all, ain't no reason to be wearing those masks looking more like horror movie villains rather than a doctor trying to save lives. And second, I'm reading some of the ways these doctors tried to treat the plague. I bet half of these deaths that were quote unquote caused by the plague were actually just because the doctors had no clue what they were doing, just trying shit hoping it would work. Anyways, there's my list of terrible places to live. Thanks for watching, check out my other videos if you want, and goodbye.